From having everything to having virtually nothing, the lives of these idols changed overnight. With their careers overshadowed by their scandals, it seems that these artists will never live another day in the spotlight again. For the longest time, Huna was one of the most beloved idols in the K-pop industry. She received recognition and praise for her artistry and uplifting lyrics, making her one of the top soloists. Because Huna always empowered herself through her concepts and songs, other women felt empowered as well, and she was often applauded for being unapologetically herself. Unfortunately, all that admiration went down the drain when she updated her Instagram account with a picture of her hands interlocked with former Highlight member Young Jun-young. The initial reaction of Huna's fans was suspicious. What if this picture is a hint at a possible future collaboration? Huna didn't take long to clear up the situation though, as she included a couple emoji in the caption. The news of Huna just dating someone wouldn't be so shocking since she received a lot of support for her previous relationship with Dawn, but Jun-young has been known to be a very controversial person. Jun-young's tarnished image dates back to 2019 when the police were investigating the Burning Sun case. Seungri and other big investors participated in inappropriate services. However, it's known that one of the key figures in this entire ordeal was Jung Jun-young, who spread molka videos directly through a chat room dating as far back as 2015. Jun-young was linked to the scandal when he received a video from Jun-young himself in which the latter is seen touching a woman. It seemed that the woman was made aware that they were being filmed, but had no idea that the video was then shared with other people. Jun-young didn't seem to be fazed by it at all, even adding very inappropriate comments about the situation. After the Burning Sun scandal became widely publicized, people were dropping those who were involved like flies. So to witness Huna date someone who didn't have a problem with receiving videos shared without someone's knowledge or consent, and even ask the same fans to look at their relationship prettily, was extremely disappointing to everyone. As a result, Huna's biggest fan pages, one Korean and one global, shut down and condemned her actions. Her follower count went down significantly. Some of Huna's closest friends from the industry also removed their follows, including Miss A's former member Jia and 2AM's Jo Kwon, who later said that they were still on good terms. Another part of their relationship that didn't sit well with netizens was Jun-young's previous involvement with Guhara. The two used to be a couple all the way back in 2011, splitting only 2 years later in 2013. Guhara played a significant role in the Burning Sun scandal since she personally contacted the reporter Kang Kyung-yoon, who was one of the main reporters in the affair. She asked him how she could help in exposing the truth about the perpetrators in the chat room scandal. A lot of people were angered and disappointed because to them it seemed that Huna didn't care about Hara's memory, although they had never been particularly close. To say that Huna couldn't anticipate the backlash would be a lie since she allegedly didn't tell her agency about their relationship before she announced it publicly, and she also deleted the comment where she asked her fans to look at their relationship prettily. Since the announcement, Huna's career has been spiraling down, and even though she has a lot of fans who have stayed loyal to her, it's safe to say it's never going to be the same. For many years, netizens have been absolutely unforgiving when an idol gets accused of doing terrible things during their high school years. While some fans might choose to support them even after they're exposed for not being a very good person, it's safe to say that most netizens completely turn away from them. That's exactly what happened to the girl group April. In February of 2021, a netizen claiming to be April's Hyunju younger brother made the shocking accusation that his sister left the group due to how she was treated by her team. The netizen revealed that the other members treated Hyunju terribly, which led to her suffering from panic attacks and breathing difficulties. Allegedly, the situation got unbearable, and Hyunju even tried to take her own life. The netizen further explained how Hyunju was targeted after she left the group, with people accusing her of betraying the team. The netizen alleged that no members of April apologized to Hyunju for how they treated her. Their agency, DSP Media, denied any of these claims, adding that they've supported Hyunju through her departure from the company. The situation continued to develop, from April Yena's sister and Ajax's Yoon-young denying the netizen's claims, to the netizen, who was then confirmed to really be Hyunju's younger brother, stepping in again and releasing even more claims. To prove that his words were true, her brother attached a selfie with Hyunju as well as one of her medical reports. The medical records showed that Hyunju was admitted to a hospital on May 10th of 2016. The cause of admission was substance intoxication, commonly caused by overdose. Following this incident, Hyunju missed out on 2 music broadcasts on May 12th and 13th. The main perpetrator in this case seems to be her former fellow member Na-eun, who was accused of treating Hyunju the worst. Following these accusations, she was dropped from several advertisements and brand deals, as well as she was also pulled from her role in the successful K-drama Taxi Driver. This was a huge miss for Na-eun because her role in Taxi Driver was a huge shift from her previous roles in dramas such as 18 or Extraordinary You. After April disbanded in 2022, Na-eun went on to pursue her acting career, but she hasn't been getting many roles. While this could be a conscious choice on her part, the fact that the public doesn't doesn't have the best opinion of her could play into it as well. Her downfall showed even more when a famous YouTuber KpopTube posted a video with Naeun, and netizens took no time to voice their frustration. In the video, Kwok admits that he was a victim of mistreatment as well, but that he forgave her when Naeun denied her actions. What angered netizens the most was that Kwok had no right to forgive Naeun on behalf of the victim. Some netizens even called him the secondary perpetrator in Hyunju's mistreatment. Since then, Hyunju seems to be doing well for herself and is focusing on her acting career. Kiss of Life's career came plummeting down in April of this year when the girls hosted a birthday live stream for Julie. The dress code for the live stream was set to be old-school hip-hop vibes, and their outfits, hairstyles, and actions sent a massive wave of backlash their way. The girls appeared in styles that were typical of racial stereotypes of Black and Latino people. That included chunky gold chains, hats, and hairstyles, including cornrows and bantu knots. While attempting to freestyle, the members used stereotypical mannerisms, with many netizens taking this as a mockery of Black people. Netizens and fans were quick to mass email S2 Entertainment explaining how extremely offensive the livestream is and begging for it to be removed. While the company apologized for the livestream and claimed that the members' purpose was to celebrate hip-hop culture, many netizens believed that the group was just hiding behind their agency and should have owned up to their actions instead. They also felt that the apology didn't address the actual issues their fans had, with many rightfully believing that a direct apology should have been their first choice rather than apologizing through their company. Nearly 200,000 people unfollowed Kiss of Life following the disastrous live stream, with their Twitter account dropping at least 8,000 followers and their Instagram account losing almost 80,000. These followers included fan accounts of the group that decided to close down following the controversy. Even though the group released a handwritten apology later on, promising their fans to do better in the future and saying that this was a learning experience, it sparked mixed reactions. Some fans were happy that the group apologized, but there were a lot of them who felt this apology was still insincere. According to netizens, the apology lacked mentions of the communities that were affected. The fact that the girls asked their fans not to leave the fandom after they watched it also showed that they possibly knew the live stream wouldn't be taken well, yet they went ahead with it anyway. When it comes to Korean netizens, they seem to be split in two. Some of them believe that everything was blown out of proportion, while others are adamant that the apologies fell short. Black Swan's Fatu seemingly caught a whiff of the controversy because one of her tweets is assumed to be about what happened, even though she didn't mention Kiss of Life directly. She wrote, "If you want to apologize to us Black people, make sure you address us. Don't use everything we've created, run with it, and then try and act clueless." She also advised people to do some research to understand the culture better and show some respect. Fatu's tweet was met with criticism as well because some people had issues with her being from Senegal and not African American, as hip-hop culture originated with Black people in America. While the group still has a stable fan base, the interest in the group has undeniably declined. Fewer people seem to be actively following their activity since the live stream. The music video for Leave Laugh Love only reached 1.5 million views, which is shocking considering Kiss of Life went viral numerous times. Many fans were surprised to see a group that once heavily benefited from K-pop's popularity on social media could release a song without anyone knowing about it. Seeing the immense decline in the interest in the group, many believe that Kiss of Life successfully buried their career and there's no going back from it. There was one major scandal in 2024 that absolutely rocked the K-pop world. When Taeil, a former member of NCT, was exposed for being involved in a serious criminal case with a foreign woman, it was hard to believe that someone who always seemed so kind was capable of such a horrible offense. August will mark a full year since the news was released by SM Entertainment, which claimed it only just learned about the police investigating Taeil for a serious SA offense. Taeil was withdrawn from the group extremely quickly, and NCT fans' world was shattered to pieces. Because of how quickly Taeil was pulled out of the group, many fans believed that the situation was more serious than it seemed. Within hours, the official accounts for NCT and NCT 127 unfollowed Taeil, with the members' personal accounts following right after. Taehyung also went as far as to delete all of the pictures with Taeil that he posted to his account. Taeil's heinous crime postponed many of NCT's official appearances and schedules, including Jaehyun's fan sign event and Mark and Haechan's fan call event. In a single afternoon, Taeil's follower account dropped by 1 million, and fans shared their anger all across social media. Many of them shut down their fan accounts centered around Taeil, with others ripping up and burning his photo cards. Several weeks later, fans and netizens finally got to learn the true extent of Taeil's crime. He was accused of physically hurting a drunk woman along with 2 of his non-celebrity friends. He was charged with aggravated quasi which involves assaulting someone who is incapacitated, often with other people involved or by using force. The conclusion that this offense allegedly took place on Taeil's own birthday outing disgusted many of their fans. In September of last year, the case was finally moved to prosecutors, but the way Taeil behaved afterwards was definitely strange. While he was adamant that the crime was not premeditated, he refused to attend a questioning. Combined with the fact that the police didn't deem it necessary to officially detain Taeil, many netizens were left confused, angry, and disappointed. Many of them agreed that the crime was too serious to just trust Taeil blindly, and since Taeil admitted to the crime, he shouldn't be walking around free. The first trial was then set to take place on May 12th of 2025, but it has been rescheduled to June 18th. It's believed that the postponement is related to former President Yoon Suk-yeol's third trial, which took place on the same day and at the same time. A lot of netizens hope that Taeil will face an extremely tough judge and will finally get the verdict he deserves.